friends. It's really freaking hot right now, and I don't really want to eat hot food, but I do want to eat, you know, not just like fast food salads or whatever. So today I decided that I would make a bunch of vegetables in the ways that I enjoy those vegetables. I'll put them in containers and save them for the whole week. I also have some spinach so I can make salads, and that's kind of gonna be my meals for the rest of the week because it's too darn hot to do anything else. So let's get started. The basic plan is to suffer with the oven on for about an hour, well, a little less, maybe like 30 minutes, so that I can get a couple of things roasted, and then I can turn it off and not have to turn the oven back on all this week and weekend. So the first thing I'm gonna make is roasted Brussels sprouts. I have already preheated the oven to 400 degrees because that's how I prefer my Brussels sprouts. I did, however, buy pre-shaved Brussels sprouts because I was feeling super lazy and I don't feel like doing any cutting myself. Olive oil, salt, and pepper, you know, that's it. Super easy. The next thing I'm gonna do is steam some broccoli. I also bought bagged broccoli, it's already cut up. I have this awesome pan that I got like a million years ago when I was a Tupperware lady, and it has a steamer basket in it. So I just put about 1.5 inches of water in the bottom of my little pan. My steamer basket goes in there. You don't want the water up above the steamer basket. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna put this on the stove and get it boiling. As soon as the water starts boiling, I can pour my broccoli in, put the lid on. Very simple. So let's get that on the stove. The third thing I'm gonna be working with is green beans. I'm gonna cheat, as if I haven't already cheated enough by buying the bagged green beans. I am going to cheat in that I am going to use the same pan that I'm using for my Brussels sprouts. So as soon as my Brussels sprouts are done, I'm gonna scrape them off of the cookie sheet. I'll lay these down on the same foil and we'll cook them for 20 minutes. So tell me, friends, is it hot like it is here where you are? Last week, it was so hot that we actually canceled the roping, which I don't know that we have ever done in all of my time at Circle Inn. In fact, several years ago on my birthday, it was the hottest day of the year, it was 115 degrees, and we had a roping. And at 2 o'clock in the morning when the roping was done, it was still 95 degrees out. But last week, Aunt Karen decided that she was a fair weather roper, I guess, and we canceled the roping. The next thing I'm gonna work on is mushrooms. We're gonna start with an obscene amount of butter. We're gonna get that melted, and as soon as it melts, we're gonna throw the mushrooms in. And we're gonna cook them down. We're gonna put some salt and pepper on them too. When they are cooked down about to half, we're going to add balsamic vinegar. That's it. Butter and balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper. Super simple, really good. While I wait for the butter to melt for my mushrooms, I'm gonna take my broccoli off the stove because it is done. Look at how beautiful the color is on this. Perfectly steamed broccoli. Bright, bright green. Love it. My butter is mostly melted, so we're just going in with our mushrooms. And it's gonna look like a lot at first. I got 2 containers of mushrooms here, but it's really not a lot because they're gonna cook down a lot. I'm probably gonna add more butter to this, but basically I'm going to stir this around and try and get as many of the mushrooms coated in the butter that I already have in there as I can. Now, the mushrooms do have a lot of moisture in them, so they are also going to produce some moisture that has to get cooked off. Once I've got it kind of coated in the butter, that's when I'm going in with my salt and pepper. Just gonna let that cook for a little while. We're gonna pull out our Brussels sprouts and get our green beans going. Look at that. Super good. Now, let me just pick it up right here. Can you see all the liquid that's coming off of the mushrooms right there? So we're gonna cook that down. Once that liquid is almost completely reduced, that's when you add the balsamic. All right, green beans on the sheet. We're gonna use our good olive oil again. Just a little bit of salt, because we're gonna put soy sauce on this. And soy sauce. Into the 400-degree oven this goes for 20 minutes. So the mushrooms are almost completely without liquid now. So we're gonna add our balsamic vinegar. Ooh, I don't have very much left. I hope I have enough. You have to take the pan off the heat, then add the vinegar, then put it back on the heat. Otherwise, flames. So I'm gonna turn the heat off. I'm gonna bring it over here and add all the rest of this balsamic vinegar that I have. Then I'm going back on the heat and we're gonna cook that until all the liquid is absorbed by the mushrooms. So good. We're in the home stretch. So I'm gonna cut up some celery spears and some yellow pepper, and then I'm gonna make some salad dressing, and we're done. Finish this off with some salad dressing. I have a couple of fun things in my fridge that I haven't really gotten to use for anything other than like spreading on bread. So I'm gonna use those in my dressing and see how it turns out. The first thing is poached garlic. I made this about 2 months ago. You basically cook a bunch of cloves of garlic in oil. I saw it on TikTok. These are preserved lemons. Also a TikTok recipe. Oh, I'm obsessed. So we're gonna go in with that pulp and all of that juice. Then we're gonna just kind of cut these pieces a little bit. We don't have to cut them a whole lot because we're gonna just blend them. So to the actual dressing, we're going to add some good olive oil. I am feeling the need to use some of my vinegars. So this is a red wine vinegar and the lemon juice. So we're gonna do this red wine vinegar and some lemon juice. As always, we're going to put in some salt and pepper. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder and a little bit of onion powder. And all of it, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball. This is the onion powder. That looks good. Garlic powder, which we already have. We don't need very much of that because we already have a bunch of garlic in there. And then we're just gonna blend this up and taste it, and we'll adjust for the taste. Ooh, that is delicious. I'm burning daylight, so let me just show you what we did. These beautiful soy sauce roasted green beans. They are so good. Balsamic glazed mushrooms. Let me see. I love these, so I know they're gonna be good. Ooh, perfect. We have some perfectly steamed broccoli, some roasted Brussels sprouts with several delicious little extra roasty bits. Perfect. We have prepped a container of celery sticks, and we have prepped a container of yellow pepper sticks. And that's all of the components that I'm gonna need to make Buddha bowls or salads, or I don't know, whatever the heart imagines. I might just eat them as they are without doing anything, but I will be pouring some of this freaking delicious lemony garlicky salad dressing on it. Have a good night, everybody.